Okay, I'm going to go on the trans issue. And I think we might be about to get to this place that it's a mental illness. I think what we're still afraid to say on the trans issue, because it was such a crime, it was such a taboo thing to say, is that wanting to have your penis chopped off is a sign of mental illness. Wanting your breasts cut off is a sign of mental illness. Believing yourself to be a member of the opposite sex, that's a sign of mental illness. And that's not to stigmatize. That's only offensive if if you think it's bad to be mentally ill. Like I know I have people near and dear to me who have mental illness, and I don't think any less of them because of that. But I don't think denying the fact that they have mental illness would help them, and it certainly wouldn't help them get the treatment that they need in order to cope and live better lives. And so on trends, that's where we need to go. We need to stop being afraid of calling a mental illness a mental illness, and therefore we can help the people deal with their mental illness and hopefully overcome it and reconcile body and mind.
It's not a popular stance because I don't have my own kids, but I'm so tired of all these parenting gurus on all sides of the aisle. Like even Jordan Peterson's doing it, and it's annoying. I feel like people need to listen, like they need to stop like looking for answers from other people and listen to themselves. Like there's everybody's a parenting expert, and I find it to be really irritating. And and especially the really big ones, like they have these slides and they give you all these different scripts about what you're supposed to say with your kids and do. And I think that has messed up society. People have just don't believe in themselves. And this has been going on since the 60s and 70s, but social media has made it exponentially worse.
Hmm.
So just all these influencers who have these answers, and I feel like people need to stop it. And of course, I'm out there giving advice, but my advice is for you to listen to yourself. That's like the big advice. It's
Hmm.
not do this, do that. I'll share the knowledge I have as a professional so that you can go and think for yourself. That's what I believe. And I'm annoyed when people give out like all these scripts and these things to say and do, and people just always just want someone else to think for them, especially when it comes to people they love, like their kids.
What are we like? I mean, this is a big one,
Yeah.
right? Like just like male female dynamics are like we're talking about that a lot online, and it's mostly toxic. Um, I think I think really the way I would put it is we need to men and women need to fall in love with each other again. Like that's what we need. It's like there's an example that I give is like in a healthy society, what a woman will say about a man is like, oh, he's doing X, Y. It's so irritating. It's just like a man to do all that, and then she'll smile. That's that, and it's the same with us. Oh, she did that. My wife did that, or that lady did that. Oh, that's such a woman thing, such a chick thing to do. It's ridiculous, right? We need that ethos where it's like it's different. It obviously clashes. It gets in the way. It gums up the works, and you just gotta love them, right?
It's frustrating and also attractive at the same
Right,
time.
right, and just accept it. Just accept the drama of it. That's sort of the healthiness of male and female dynamics. And so if we can get to that place where we realize that women being more and more themselves as women and men being more themselves as men, that there is mutual benefit to be found there. This is not a zero sum game. This is a win-win. And so we need more conversation of how can men and women win together. So that's a big thing. People are talking about just the problem in the general culture, sort of lagging behind the Twitter discourse or whatever. People are just really now starting to talk about, gosh, our boys are and young men are in trouble.
Hmm.
And so having something to say to that is deeply important, rather than just yeah, and they're really mad, and so how do we placate their feelings of being mad? No, we
Hmm.
need actual solutions. We need productive things where men can be excited about, and women can see, wow, this is really, really valuable to women if they go on this journey.
We need to be better at cultural critique in the face of our humanity. I think that I always talk about instincts, and sometimes people tell me, well, humans have evolved past our instincts. No, we haven't. We're animals. But if you are out there thinking that humans have evolved past their instincts, then you're not going to be very aware when your instincts are being hijacked. So to me, there's a lot out there that's hijacking our instincts. I think the trans issue is hijacking our instincts, but I think like literally the food industry is hijacking our instincts, in terms of bypassing our satiation signals to get us to eat more and more. I think a lot of the pharmaceutical industry is hijacking our instincts. I think all kinds of advertising is aimed at hijacking our instincts. I think a lot of political causes use manipulative language to hijack those instincts. So I think the more that people can develop a sense of self-trust rather than immediately turning to an expert. I mean, experts are important, of course, but also listening to yourself first is also important. So not, and especially on some of those simpler things, like why do you have to look to an expert to find the best diet? Listen to your body, do you feel good when you eat it, or do you feel sick? Do you feel depleted? Do you feel wired? Do you feel indigestion? Do you feel full? Check, stay here in your body. Don't be aware of that which is dissociating you, whether it's doom scrolling, whether it's food, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol. Be very hyper conscious and critical of that which is trying to dissociate you from your instincts.
One issue that isn't talked about enough that I would like to help participate in fixing, and that's the toxicity of the Black community. Black culture is toxic, and it needs to be fixed. And you cannot get a group of empowered Black people to talk about it. Everybody wants to blame white people. Everybody wants to excuse it. Oh, because of slavery and whatever. Ask the Poles. Every time somebody gets a bee in their bonnet, they conquer Poland. I mean, seriously, if you want to look at a group of people that have gone through a lot of crap, or the Alsace-Lorraine in France, constantly going back and forth, everybody's always conquering them. Everybody has gone through enormous pain. What do we do about it now needs to be the question. How do we fix it? And that's what I think needs to be focused on. And as I said, as a Black person, I am quite disheartened by the fact that more than 90% of Black Americans are completely captured by the entitled victimhood that is being promoted by the Democrat Party, and don't recognize that our culture really needs to be fixed, or we're going to kill ourselves off.
Dysgenics. Intelligence is declining. And what that is going to eventually lead to, even if you say, AI is going to sort it out, AI is going to sort it out, I don't think it is. I think AI could accelerate woke eugenics. It will create a situation where it'll be like in that film Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise, and he can plug himself into this paradise machine. AI will allow people to do that, and that will be a selection event, clearly, for religiosity, for the kind of people that do not want to do that and want to actually have a real life. So I think that, and ultimately, we are going to see the collapse of civilization, and we're seeing it. And we're seeing it because of the negative relationship between intelligence and fertility, particularly among women. And there is a degree to which it's inevitable. And there's a degree to which maybe even it's a good thing that society will always kind of do that. It will always rise and fall. And if it doesn't, then it becomes so deracinated and unhealthy that the collapse is absolute. is death. So there must be something that hits in to stop it rising too high, because if it rises too high, the fall will be too dramatic and there'll be total catastrophe. And so I think it would be good to at least be self-aware, to at least understand what is happening to us, which is that we are becoming less intelligent, and there are going to be consequences to this. And in the 30s, we were prepared to talk about what was happening to us. But since about the 60s, it's become completely taboo to talk about this fact, this thing that is happening, and it's affecting all of us, which is that we are becoming less and less and less intelligent all the time. And our smart fraction is becoming less and less intelligent. I mean, if you lose 3 or 4 IQ points, you're halving your smart fraction. That has a massive impact. You're halving the number of very clever people that can solve problems. So then society starts to become obsessed with sex and become associated with all of the things that intelligence is negatively associated with. Impulsive, obsessed with sex, not interested in education or reading. I mean, the list is endless, and we're going to see that. So I think we should be aware of what's happening to us. Yeah, that's, I think, a key issue.
So I think, if we want to end on a more of a controversial note, I think that there is a lot of focus on biblical masculinity that has been taking place over the last couple of months, and I think we've done a very good job inside of our church, and I've pushed my guys very hard in this way to kind of come up with a good, like, what does being a Christian man mean? What does being a man mean generally, if we want to extrapolate it broadly? I do not hear any conversations around Christian femininity at all.
Oh.
I do not hear a vision for what women are supposed to aspire to. And I think there is a solidified version of that for masculinity now, or an increasingly solidified version of that. I don't hear that for women at all. And I saw really, again, to bring back Jordan Peterson into this conversation, he was talking with Megyn Kelly about this a couple weeks ago on his podcast. And he said something that I thought was maybe the most insightful thing I'd heard in kind of the dating sexual politics market in I've heard maybe a year. And he said, I think women are today where men were 10 years ago. No vision, no future, no role models, no influencers, no path to success or freedom. And I think that is a very serious issue. And if we don't solve that, that's going to cause a lot of dating dynamic issues that are going to cause this divergence we're seeing with men and women to extrapolate even further.
But on a lighter note, I just recently moved, and we accidentally bought a house with no dishwasher. We loved this house, and we didn't notice that there was no dishwasher. So we move in and we realize, oh my God, there's no dishwasher. There were 5 people living in this house. 4 of them were horrified. Oh my God, how are we going to live without a dishwasher? And I celebrated. I'm like, this is my moment. This is my moment to show that dishwashers are pointless. I hate dishwashers. I have lived in various countries around the world. I've lived without a dishwasher. I've lived without a washing machine. I've lived without a dryer. And I can tell you that you can't live without a washer dryer. It's miserable. It's just terrible. Going to the laundrette is awful. But dishwashers, you can live without a dishwasher, and honestly, your life will be better without a dishwasher. The dishwasher only cleans the easy stuff that takes no time at all. Like the day that I turned against dishwashers, I came to North America and everyone thinks you can't live without a dishwasher. The day I turned against dishwashers was, I'm like rearranging the dishwasher to get one glass in, and I can't fit the glass in, and I'm wasting my time. And I realized I could have washed 20 glasses in the time that it took me to rearrange the damn dishwasher to get this glass in there. And I think people think they need one, but actually life is better without. But I will tell you this, because it challenges some kind of preconceived notion. I've been going around saying this to people, I'm living without a dishwasher and it's amazing. And people are defensive. They defend I love my dishwasher. I can't live without my dishwasher. And I think, just really think about it. Do you need your dishwasher?